Hello, Planner and Faith friends.
Today
Welcome
on my
to my
channel, Planner
I'm
Friends,
one crafty dolo
coming out from behind the
stepping
camera,
out from
and
behind
I'm
the
gonna
camera
talk to you
today.
just to tell
I
you where I
wasn't
am in my
sure
faith. I
what
want
to do for this
reach out to
Sunday's
you.
video.
I've
I've kind of been
had
up and
I think,
down
a
a
number of
lot
new
recently,
subscribers, so I wanted
and
to say hey, struggling a little bit,
and talk about.
So I thought I'd
come on and say hey.
what I'm doing this year,
If
how
you're
I'm
new,
trying to
join my
focus
growing
in it.
community.
More than
I
anything, I want to remind
love
you
this
who
space.
you are.
I love my
God's
followers.
eyes,
Thank you so much.
and I want to
Your likes,
encourage
your
you.
comments.
So please join me, friends.
I appreciate you. Stay tuned.
Alrighty, so on Sundays on my channel, it's always about Jesus, faith studies, Bible studies, prayer, and I always have a good mug of tea, don't I? Draw up a chair, grab something to drink, and let's chat, shall we? Okay? I have my faith planners here on my desk, and I was playing in them this morning and doing things, and then I had an idea. I thought I would come on, to say hi, to say thank you for being here, but to share something that hit me a little bit this week, and I thought I could bring it to you from my heart to yours. If you're struggling, yeah, we struggle. If you're having a tough time, we have tough times. If you feel like you're pushing the boulder up the hill, yeah, I get that too. So I wanted to come on and bring some hope and share something. And I think it's something we forget, myself included, even though I'm trying here, right? Psalm 101. So Psalm 100, verse 1. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all the earth. I know people find picking a word of the year helpful. I've tried that, and I've been honest with you. Like, I'd pick a word, forget it. Pick another word, forget that too. So about 2 years ago, I decided to do either a few words or a saying. So the first year, which would have been 2023, my phrase was walk in light. And I like that. Or no, it was be the light. It was be the light. And then 2024 was walk in light. So I didn't want to do the light thing again. So this year I picked 2 words and coupled them together. Strength and joy. And so as I was contemplating, today's Friday, I'll be uploading this for Sunday. I don't do my videos too far in advance. I like them to come to you from my heart where I am at this exact moment, if that makes sense. So let's talk about strength and joy and making our own joyful noise. All right, so you may not know me. Let me briefly clue you in. Number one, what can I tell you? I'm a historian, really, like a real nerd historian. In fact, I just picked up a book from the library about Wallace and King Edward and their relationship to the Nazi regime, like 17 Carnations. It's by Andrew Morton. I know this isn't about faith, but bear with me. So, like, I'm always reading something, historical or otherwise. So I'm a historian. I taught for a number of years. I love my students. Love them. I mean, most of them. And I was very pro-student. I really enjoyed what I did, and then decided to leave higher ed. I've worked in museums, with education in museums, researching, so forth. So that's that. I'm chronically ill. I have an illness called scleroderma. It's a cousin of lupus, a not so nice cousin of lupus. And I can tell you all the things it's done to me and how I fight it. And I'm in a fight for my mobility. And if it weren't for the miracles of modern medicine, I would have lost my eyesight because my retina detached, and then this one tried to detach twice. But because of I knew what to expect. And I could go on and on about the challenges I face. I'll give you one example briefly. I went out to eat with a group and I was having a bad day. And when I have a bad day, I worry about my esophagus. I worry about all kinds of things that aren't pleasant, and I can't always eat a lot. I'll eat in dribs and drabs. That's just the nature of the illness. You know what? At least I can eat, right? And they don't know that I'm ill. So this isn't their fault, but they're like, oh, I guess it's not to your liking. Oh, aren't you going to take it home? And they meant well, but it was one of those moments where I was just like, part of me wanted to get up and say, I'm chronically ill. I can't eat right now. Sorry. And then the other part of me that is like, oh gosh, as usual, I stick out. Strength and joy. I picked those because I knew that I needed reinforcements. And so I am finding it in all these studies that I'm doing and all my creativity. So when I say make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all the earth, what I'm trying to come on here and say to you is this life just about breaks us. It pushes us to our absolute limit, doesn't it? And then we pray it up, we step back, we find grace, we somehow heal. And so I don't know which of you needs to hear this today, but you need to reinforce your heart and your head. And for me, that's through God and Jesus. It just is. When I'm at my lowest, I get on my knees and I pray it up. And I've taught my son that. And when you're at your lowest, you just turn it over to God and say, I can't do this. I'm not capable. By the same token, and this is really important, I believe every single person matters. Is there evil in the world? Yes, I have no doubt. We see it. But I also believe that all of us matter. We should matter to ourselves. Hopefully you have family or friends that you matter to, a church community, something. You matter to God. Luke 12:7. Why even the hairs on your head are numbered. Psalm 139:14. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Write them down. Keep those verses close. Obviously, I finally, after years of study, I finally remember them. Are you, Luke 12:7, basically Jesus is saying, you're worth more. God cares for sparrows, the smallest bird. And aren't you worth more than a sparrow? Why are you so worried? That's me. I'm the worried girl. And so what I would like for you, for us, find your happy place to make your joyful noise. Now, I go to church. If I can't go, thank goodness for technology. I can watch it. I love that. Don't you? Thank the Lord for that. I used to sing really well. Life has changed. I think the scleroderma because it affects my esophagus and stuff. My voice tends to be gravelly. Oh, as a side note, somebody on one of my shorts commented, I guess because I had to clear my throat, they're like, stop smoking. I'm sorry. I thought that was funny. I was like, yeah, okay. Block. No, I don't smoke. But yes, sometimes my voice is gravelly depending on how I am that day. So what I started to do, and I wrote an article in the Lutheran Women's Quarterly about this, about turning to faith planning, turning to, now I have my prayer journaling. And that became my joyful noise. And it's not so easy to come on here. Like, I'm a middle-aged woman. I'm not young, I'm not whatever. And to come online and, do this, by the same token, I feel God led me to do this, if that makes sense. I feel He's guiding me. And if you step yourself back, let Him guide you. Pray for guidance, and it will happen. I believe that no matter our age, young, old, in between, we all have multiple purposes. For my professional life, I've been an educator, and I love that. That's not just what I do, it's who I am. But I have purposes beyond that and self-fulfillment, and part of that for me is this channel. And so I come to you every week with humility, asking some grace, because sometimes I do things and it's like, oh, that didn't turn out quite like I thought. My biblical scripture knowledge, it's expanding, but it's still rudimentary. I'll be in my 4th full year soon of studying. But I feel this is where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. And the hard thing as you reach middle age is you look back and you say, not where I was. I've had some tough times. You've had some tough times. But then you realize that that could happen again. And that's where faith comes in. Hebrews, I think it's 11:1. Faith is the realization of things not seen. And that's it. That's so true. So each week I come on here to share some type of creative faith on Sundays, to lift you up, to hold you close, to share with you. But don't ever mistake the fact that I'm creating pretty things and I'm doing these things, that everything is always peachy keen. It's not. Some days are tough. Some days I'm sore. This winter is taking it out of me like I cannot tell you. And you know what? I'm going to get up tomorrow and stretch and do it again. With scleroderma, just an FYI, it creates scar tissue. And so I have bands, right? And so those muscles can be tight. And so thankfully I use dumbbells. They're fantastic. I use resistance bands. On YouTube, Sarah, with an H, Sarah Beth Yoga. Fabulous. Everything from 5-minute bedtime yoga to 30, 45-minute, full body workouts, yoga for this, that. It helps. And it helps me focus less on the physical and more on the joy. So do me a favor this week. This is a shorter than normal video. I want you to think about making your own joyful noise. If you're part of my community, theoretically, you like planning, journaling, maybe Bible journaling, pick up a book. Go and buy an inexpensive book. Go to the library, look. I'm using this current year, I'm using this Love Stories of the Bible Speak. Last year I did the Women of the Bible Speak. Find something that will bring your heart and your soul joy and find your place. Maybe it's in a church Bible study. Maybe it's in a friend. I have a dear friend. I've been friends with her for years. And whenever things are too much, we talk, but the one person who understands me in terms of my faith, who's not family, is definitely her. And we raise each other up in prayer. I mean, she's a blessing. And so even those times where you feel so alone, you're not. There's a community out here. There's a lot of people on YouTube doing Bible journaling and lessons if you can't get out of the house, and that happens. I get it. And the other thing is, I don't know about you, but I have found, is it me or 2025? I mean, the fires, the devastation in California. Ugh, my heart for those people. They've lost everything. I mean, thank God most of them are okay, but what a horrific scene. The severe cold, right? Going across. I mean, it's just been tough. And sometimes those things compile on, and it's hard, isn't it? You see people suffering, and you're like, "Ugh, this is hard. It's just hard to see." So, quite frankly, I've done something now this past year, and I'm continuing it, is I do news blackouts now. I will glance at headlines on my phone, but I like podcasts. Sometimes I just can't do it. I can't. I have to protect my peace. And so that's when I dive in and I do a study or whatever. You don't have to spend a lot of money to do creative faith planning, journaling, whatever it is. I recently, do I have it here? No. I recently created what's called a junk journal, and using pretty much stuff I have except for some printables, which were under $3. But find things that work for you. You can use markers. You can go to Dollar Tree. Oh my gosh, Dollar Tree has great things to use. Grab a notebook, grab a composition book, write. If you're creative, create, but find ways to lift yourself up with God's help. I hope this all makes sense. I'm just kind of rambling today. But I just wanted to come on and thank you again for being here. I wanted to just be human and just share and tell you that you, friend, are not alone. We are in this craziness together. And remember those 2 verses. Please look them up and write them down. Luke 12:7 and Psalm 139:14. When you lose your place in this world, and when people try to, Dr. Phil's concept, real quick, is a game changer. I don't know, I haven't watched Dr. Phil in years, but this was in one of his books back in the day. Leveling. When somebody says negative things about you or to you, what they're doing, he says, is they're leveling. They're squashing you down to bring themselves up. By the same token, oh Lordy, do you know anybody? I know someone. I don't know if she does this anymore, but I'm so wonderful. I'm this, I'm that. Somebody who talks themselves up so much, what they're doing is the same thing. They're squashing you down and putting themselves above you. Well, guess what? In God's kingdom, there is no leveling. We're loved for who we are, and we were created to be who we are, and we are on this journey with His love and His grace and His protection. He numbered the hairs on your head, and so please, friends, hold that close today. That's my message to you this week. And again, my saying for the year is strength and joy, and I'm doing this coming out of my comfort zone, and I'm trying to inspire you with joy in your faith. Whew. Now I'm really going to have a big cup of tea. Maybe. I made some blondies, so I might even treat myself to one of those, friends. I love baking. Anyway, have a blessed week. Thank you so much. I am honored by your presence. If I can pray for you, drop it in the comments. It would be my honor and my privilege to do so. Thanks for being here, Planner and Faith friends. Have a good week. Bye now.